My name is Jason Friesan. I am a graduate of the Mailman School of Public Health. I was in the Executive MPH program 2012, and I am the founder and executive director of Trek Medics International. We're a nonprofit organization that develops 911 systems in countries that don't have them. Right, so officially, we are a nonprofit organization that is dedicated to improving emergency medical systems in communities without reliable access to emergency care and transport. Many people don't realize this, but when you leave the 25 wealthiest nations, there are very few countries out there that provide emergency medical response, like for accidents or a woman who goes into childbirth, calling a simple number like 911. But most people are also carrying mobile phones around. So they've got mobile phones and they've got a significant need for emergency medical care, but they don't have a formalized system or a way to call for help when it's needed. Well, this started, I used to work as a paramedic. I used to work for a company called American Medical Response in San Diego. And prior to becoming a paramedic, I lived in Latin America, so I speak Spanish. And while living in San Diego, I got interested in how they developed or delivered emergency medical services in Tijuana. So I started volunteering with the Red Cross in Tijuana, Mexico, right across the border. And little by little that grew. It was kind of a weekend hobby, donating equipment, doing medical training or paramedic training, supplies, materials. But it wasn't until I was deployed to the Haiti earthquake in January 2010, shortly after the earthquake, that I realized that the donating equipment and the training they were kind of Band-Aid solutions. And I realized while in Haiti that if you would have to fill that country with all of the newest ambulances and advanced care paramedics and equipment, it wouldn't have made much of a difference because they had infrastructural problems. In short, if you want to develop the 24/7 on-demand door-to-door ambulance service we enjoy in the United States, you need at a minimum two things. You need lots of money and really good roads. If you don't have those two things, it's very difficult, it's impossible to replicate what we do. And so like in Port-au-Prince, the capital of Haiti, about 4.5 million people or so live there, and 70% of them are inaccessible by road. So ambulances are not going to get to 70% of the population. So after I left Haiti, after the earthquake, I went back to San Diego and I was like, okay, now I know what I want to do, right? We can do something about this. And it wasn't going to be donating equipment or so much, but rather let's look at the systematic infrastructure problems. And I was looking at going to get a master's degree, and my dad made the suggestion to me. He said, you don't need to go get a degree in emergency management. You already know all about that. What you need is the tools to run an organization. He said, you know nothing about that. And he was absolutely right. So I came back east and I enrolled in the Executive Masters in Public Health program at Columbia. And this was phenomenal because it allowed me to work a full-time job. And we had classes Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And so when I got into the program, I actually ended up getting a job back in Haiti. So I moved back to Haiti and I was working there full time for another organization called Project Hope. And I would fly back to New York on Wednesday night, go to class Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then on Monday morning I would fly back to Port-au-Prince. And I did that for about 1.5 years. It's a quick flight. It's like flying to Miami. And it was always good to do homework right before class. No, I'm just kidding. I'll tell you what, every month changed, it was like some months I couldn't wait to come back to New York. Other months I did not want to leave Haiti. So, but it's an easy flight, 3 hours. So, and I was flying first class because I started to get my miles really quickly, and that made it a lot easier. The executive program was fantastic because it was like it gave you this, it really worked as kind of an incubator for Trek medics, honestly. We had the full range of, I was in the health policy and management track. So health policy and management is all we were doing. And basically I used the whole program to either write business plans or, to do research or to work out, like we wrote marketing plans all for Trek Medics. And so by the time I graduated in 2012, I left the program with a complete business plan and really the blueprints that I'd need to turn Trek Medics into an actual organization. And so in 2012, I graduated from Columbia. I had already left Haiti, and it was an incubator. It was a really fantastic program. I learned so much that today, we're still using a lot of the same materials that were developed then.